And you're live. Hey guys, welcome to the show, Taking the Bathroom. The bathroom is the only place you can play with your gadgets in peace. On this channel, we do product reviews and also some tutorials. Guys, this is a follow-up on our entrepreneurship series. So tonight we're going to interview my niece, TV personality, weekend anchor, Michelle Martin. But first, this. Hey guys, how y'all doing out there? It's your boy Taking the Bathroom. You already seen the intro, and tonight we have Michelle Martin, my favorite niece. So, yeah, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So to start off the interview, Michelle, just go ahead and tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Right. So I work at a news station in Mississippi, WTVA. I was hired as a producer, so I've been here for a little over a year, and I was promoted to a anchor MMJ, which is a multimedia journalist, the reporter that you see on screen, and I'm also a producer. So it's a lot of parts plays into my title, but I love it every day. I get to meet new people, talk to people every day, tell their stories. So it's definitely worth it.
What made you decide to go into journalism? Like who in the family inspires you to be a journalist? I mean, your uncle been put in the paper a couple of times, but those articles really wasn't inspirational back in the days, though.
Honestly, no one in the family inspired me to be a journalist. But shout out to you. You have been there supporting me. Gave my first camera, y'all, my first camera in college. You gave me my first camera, so that allowed me to pursue into doing what I wanted to do. But honestly, what inspired me to be a journalist was waking up every morning for school. My mom would have on WDAM, and we used to see those people on the screen every day just delivering news, and just the way they were able to just tell a story, something as simple as a duck crossing the road or something. It just made you so compelled into the screen and made you want to listen to what they had to say. And seeing that, I wanted to do that. And I've always taken a liking to reading and writing. If you know my mom, Angela Martin, you know I had journals on top of journals. I had books this thick, reading them. So I was that person. So just to always find another word, to hear what someone had to say, it's just that what really inspired me. And to see more African American females in the news industry that is dominated predominantly by white men, it's that inspires me even more. It motivates me every day because I want to be that inspiration to another younger me to pursue that dream, to go after what you want to do. Even if it's not in news, just to be passionate about something that you want to do. Dominate that field. Go for it. Don't hold back.
So, what age you can you remember the age you was at when you first started paying attention to those news anchors, as you said, your mom? And by the way, guys, Michelle is my niece, as I said earlier, but she's my niece through my sister. I have two older sisters, Angela, which is Michelle, mom, and Kizzy. So just in case you guys didn't know, Kizzy is always in the chat on the channel, guys. So Kizzy is a regular. We're
Shout
gonna
out to
work
her.
on we're gonna work on Angela. Even though they are my older sisters, I am the big brother. So as you were saying, you woke up in the morning, your mom would have it on the news. You felt compelled, or you was amazed by the way they told the story. What age? Do you recall what age? When
I
you first started becoming captivated by the whole news industry?
I remember being somewhere between fifth and sixth grade, but then I was always intrigued fifth and sixth grade, but I wasn't really like, oh, that's what I want to do. Like, that what I really wanted to do was, I think it was seventh or eighth grade when we had a career fair, and it was a lady from WDAM, and it was in the gym. And I remember texting my mom about it or talking to her about it. And she would just like, talk to her, go for it, see what you need to do and stuff like that. And that's something I always appreciated and loved from my mom, because anything that I texted her or asked her about, she always would say, go for it. So that's also another reason why I'm always going to just say, all they can tell me is no. And if they do tell me no, still go for it. And so I just went up to that lady from a news anchor at WTVA. I can't remember her name, but I walked up to her and I just asked her all these questions. I told her I'm interested. And I think from then on, that is when I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And it was like 7th or 8th grade, we had a career fair. So.
All right, so again, the title of this, and again, guys, this is continuing our series of entrepreneurship. Now, in Michelle's case, she's not technically, an entrepreneur because she is a weekend anchor. But as she began to establish her brand, remember, we always talking about branding. As she established her brand, then she basically can go work anywhere, So having that passion, being inspired at it. 5th, 6th grade, something like that. That sounds motivational. And like I was saying, our series is to motivate people. But tell us about the schooling. Because one thing people love to hear inspirational stories, but tell us about the schooling. Tell us about those hard days and how you got through them.
Woo!
I calling
I don't
mom.
think we got enough time for that. I don't think we got enough time for that. But I will give you a summary if I can try. Bad days, honestly, high school is nothing compared to college bad days. College bad days is when you're really hitting the grind, you're hitting the pavement, you're really trying to shoot for what you want to do. So high school, if you're in high school and you're watching this, baby, what you're going through right now is not it. I'm telling you, it's not it. College was hard. That was hard for me, a hard transition going from a 2A school to a college that literally provided education for that 30,000, over 30,000 students.
So the school you graduated from, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you, but I'm taking privilege as uncle. The school you graduated from.
So I graduated from North Forest High School in Mississippi. It's a 2A high school, which is a lower ranking high school compared to 5A. So it's a very small school compared to Mississippi State University, which is where I went to college at. So like I said, that was a hard transition for me. And it was like almost 3 hours from home. And even though it was hard, that was the best decision I could have ever made, was moving away from home, just because you're on your own, you're learning how to be independent, you're taking responsibility, and you're really, honestly, truly getting to know yourself, your real self. And even though that was hard, that was also where I found even more passion and love for what I wanted to do. Freshman year schooling, it was hard. You learn your basics and stuff like that, and you think you're smart until you get a professor that's telling you you're dumb. So it was a lot to take in for me. But then as I progressed forward and you just start learning about college and you start learning about those professors, and you just learn to either you can take it laying down or you can get back up and you can just keep on fighting. And that's where I had to learn to, I don't lay down, and I never lay down my entire life. So it's just like, why would I choose this time, even though I'm going through a rough time, to just decide to just give up? So I learned then and there, keep fighting, keep going, because what God has for me is not this. This is not it. So I just learned to just start trusting not only in myself, but into God, and just start, if this is it, if like, I hate to tell kids if you're watching this, but me, honestly, if it's 12 o'clock and I had to decide to between 2 homework assignments that one of them gonna get done, I just said let go and let God. And honestly, let go and let God. I graduated. So just deciding to just let go and just trust him, just go with it. Now, I mean, look at me. And this is still not it for me. So the schooling in state was, and that still had some professors that were willing to say, hey, I know, this assignment is tough, but I know you can do this. So, and then finding those professors to mentor me, that also helped me get to where I am today. So shout out to Chris Mission. Just, they helped me in school to just also just get by, because that was a tough time for me. But I also learned to find myself and to just keep going. And there are programs there at school. If you should try to find programs in school that are, or find a school that's really top in your field wherever you're trying to go, because that's also something I regret going to state about, because they didn't have a great broadcasting program. But all in all, I'm where I am today. So
What made,
that means something.
what made you decide to go to state though? Was it
So
just
state honestly was not my top choice.
when
It
we say
wasn't.
state, we talking about Mississippi State. If she would have went to LSU, well, that's another conversation. Go ahead, baby.
Oh my God. If you didn't know, all the Bogans are LSU Saints fans. So there it is. There it is. But state was not my top choice. My top choice was actually supposed to go to Southeastern, but I just kept getting the runarounds. Either they didn't have this, or they needed this, or I didn't have this. So I was just, and my mom, she was just like, "You already got accepted into state." She was just like, and their dorm application is about to close. So what are you about to do? And I said, it looks like I'm going to state. So that's how I ended up going to state. State was like my last choice. No, USM was my last choice, just because it's literally like 30 minutes from my house.
So I heard the passion when you was talking about watching the people on TV. I heard the frustration about adapting to college life, but what we now see, the finished product, would you say it was worth it?
10 times over, yes. Something my mom used to always say, you can't reach the top without going through trials and tribulations. So you're trying to get to the top, you're trying to fight your way, climb your way through, but it's just like people who climb mountains to get to the top, to get that sense of, oh my God, I made it, they had to go through pure hell to get up there. So when you're trying to
Exactly, yeah.
go somewhere in your life, you're trying to push to start your own business or do this and that, you're going to go through trials, you're going to go through tribulations. And if you expect to not go through that, then I'm sorry, but you're dumb, because you're going to go through that. You have to go through that just to get to where you got to go to. And if you just, sometimes if you want to fight and just not go through it, but sometimes you have to succumb to that and just let it, because sometimes you learn who you are through that. And and I know it's cliche, but it does make you stronger. It'll make or break you, as Angela Martin would say.
So
And honestly,
that's the second time I heard you say, basically paraphrasing, discover who you are.
yeah,
And so we heard the aspirations, what you wanted to be. Again, I'm always repetitive because sometimes people
yeah.
join the live later. Sometimes people watch the rewind and they just scrub through. So I just want to be clear. So we heard you talk about the aspirations. We heard the struggle through college. Um, you skip a step though, because you went straight to saying that, but you did mention that you was hired as a producer or something like that. All right, but now you are a weekend anchor.
Mm-hmm.
You keep mentioning your mom. Sound like your mom has some great advice. I think sometimes she should take her own advice. Out the two between your dad and your mom, I would say your dad gives the best advice. That's just me. I'm biased, but but one of the things your dad would always say is just keep living, right?
I was just about to say, keep living, maintaining with the help of the Lord, or garbage. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
That's his three go-tos, right? So either very inspirational, right? Either very down the line, or like, nah, I don't agree with that. That's garbage. The point I'm making is that obviously, which segueing into the next question, obviously you had people in your life to encourage you, to inspire you as you were going through those difficult times. And again, I know you're going to leave somebody out, no certain order, but name some people, even though in family or out of family, I already named a professor. Name some people. And again, people that's watching it on the replay, I'm not going to let her try to name everybody on the timeline. So you're going to leave people out in no certain order. Just name people or name. I'm gonna make it easier for you. Name a few incidents, whether the individuals knew or didn't know you was watching them, to where you say, "Wow, watching them get through that motivate me to get through anything."
Well,
That way, we're not naming individuals that
yeah.
helped you along the way. We could just name certain circumstances that stand out.
Honestly, Nothing that's just coming to my mind that like, because like the only person that really just sticks out to me is my mom. But I done talked about her all this whole time. But it's just like, honestly, a lot of people within our family has helped me. Just sent me messages or called me or just sent me something funny just to be like, hey, this is brighten up your day. And a lot of times I don't look towards like, people in my family because some people do have toxic family members, but people in my family are like the best. They're supportive and they're always going to be like, okay, especially you're going to be like, this is where you messed up at. This is where you messed up at. This is what you need to do to fix it. And this is what you're going to do to keep going forward. So it's just like, my whole family is just always motivational and supportive of whatever I do, whether it's good or bad, because they're just going to always tell me, we've taught you, we raised you to know right from wrong. So it's just like, everyone in my family's done that. And it's just like, watching like people on social media and stuff like that makes me be like, just amazes me every day when I see people go through a tornado and they lost everything, or something with the pandemic and they lost everything, just money wise. They lost their house or something and now they're on the streets. And it's just like, I don't look at it as a dang, I hope I'm not them. I look at it as a wow, I need to step it up. What can I do to not be like them, but what can I do to just be, like, I just look at it as a situation as to, wow, I'm blessed to have gone through the pandemic and to go through what I went through, because everybody's testimony is not the same. What I want to go through is not what you went through, and you went through pure hell and fire, literally. So
The Man That Set Himself on Fire. It's available at Amazon. Look, Donald Bogan, The Man That Set Himself on Fire. Go to Amazon. It's available.
promo. But not everybody's testimony is the same. So I just look at it as, wow, I'm so blessed. And that, saying myself every day, wow, I'm so blessed, that motivates me. Like, that inspires me. Like, being covered by God's grace every day and his mercy, that's what inspires me. Like, I could be probably working at, no offense to people that work at Walmart, but that's not what I wanted to do. I could be working at Walmart, or I could be working at a chicken plant smelling like chicken every day. So
Do we
it's
have
just
a lot
like,
in Mississippi?
yeah, too many in Mississippi, unfortunately. Like, so yeah, I'm just seeing things like that. That what inspires me to just be like, you should be grateful for not, being on the side of the road, or no offense to anyone that lives with their parents or living with your parents or something like that. Like, you have your own car, you have your own place, you have a job that you love doing. So it's just like, not everybody has that. And that inspires me.
All right, so we're dancing around it, and part of it is my fault because I'm the interviewer, right? So I should have highlighted earlier.
But
Michelle
as
is
they
very
say,
competitive, right? Michelle is very competitive,
I'm
and
not
that
as competitive as your other nephew and your son. So,
all right, but Michelle is very competitive. If you would like Michelle, I can tell some soccer stories.
okay, no, 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 no,
Why we can't
no, no,
share?
no, 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 no.
So when you first got the job, right? We
Mm-hmm.
established that you was a producer. Correct me anytime if I'm wrong. The anchor job. When I brought up your dad, I said your dad gave the best advice. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What made you pursue the anchor job?
My dad. I showed my assignment manager. One of our anchors did a story on a firefighter story, basically, and I said, "Oh wow, I covered one of those like that in college." And one of my assignment manager heard me, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that you knew how to shoot," meaning, record, make put something together like my uncle does. And I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "I did that in college." So I showed him. Well, a couple of weeks later, he just kept pestering me about doing it, pestering me about doing it. And I was just like, no, I'm good. Blah, blah. He ended up talking to my news director. Meanwhile, I'm telling my dad and my mom, like, oh my God, my assignment manager keep asking me, keep asking me, keep asking me. And then like every time my dad, why not? Why not? Why not? Like, why not? And so like I think one day I told my dad, I was just like, I don't think news is for me. And he was like, no. He was just like, it is. He was just like, you're just bored in what you're doing. And he was just like, you need something new, which segue into why not try being on air? And I was just like, no, I don't think that's for me. I don't think that's, you know, my dad was like, make it for you. Like, what? So then my news director ended up calling me into his office, asked me about it, told me, you know, you have time to think it over. I told my dad and my mom, I texted him, and my dad was like, go for it. Why not? Like, he was just like, I think you'll be a great anchor. He was just like, go for it, go for it. And my mom, being my mom, go for it too. So you got two parents saying go for it. And it's just like, why not? You got two people. Sometimes all you need is that one person to believe in you. And so I was just like, why not? And so I went for it. And look where I am.
Man, awesome story. Listen, if you listen to Michelle, right, if you hear her passion, you hear her story, you can hear similarities whenever I'm talking to you guys about entrepreneurship. I'm talking to you guys about living your passion, really making the sacrifices, right, putting in the hard work up front, so on the back end you can enjoy those benefits. Everyone in my family sound like this. Her mom, even though she have a 9 to 5, she's also an entrepreneur. She take care of people. Her grandfather have had many restaurants, which is my father. Her auntie, which is my other sister, sell jewelry. So
Go get at her
entrepreneurship.
Facebook page.
Kizzy Gaze on Facebook. She do paparazzi. So check her out, guys. Just look up on Facebook, Kizzy Gage. And again, this is the correct spelling of her name. I don't know what we're gonna get in trouble for. I don't know what I
You
said.
are going to get into trouble.
Thought I was being nice
Wow.
today. I thought I was
You're
being nice today. I don't know what I said. But the entrepreneurship bug, or that feeling, it's hard to explain, right? It got to be in our blood, right? That feeling that that's something more for me, no matter how hard it is, how difficult it is. I want to be respectful of your time, and I want to be respectful of the viewers' time. But I would be remiss if I didn't bring up, and I was thinking about it, debating if I was going to bring up. It's an emotional topic, but I think you kind of glossed over it earlier when you said, when you watch people that go through floods and fires and hardship, and you like, wow, I thank God that's not me. I thank God that I'm not in a position to where I'm forced to work, at a job that I don't love. Okay, but you have had hardships, right?
yeah.
Losing your sister at a young age, not too long ago, recently losing your grandmother on your dad's side. I would imagine you had many more losses. I'm just highlighting those two losses because in my mind, those are two big losses. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, because the last show we had was with nurse practitioner Nicole Smith. We talk about mental health, right? And people that function every day with mental health. You mentioned God in it. You mentioned family in this interview. Tell me what helped you. I'm going to say help you get through it, because we all continue to go through it. What helped you get past those moments? I know God is
Well,
number one, so maybe you could talk about how you communicate with him.
so a lot of there was a time where I just did not know who I was or what I wanted to do. Like I've said multiple times, I knew news is what I wanted to do, but there was a time where I was just lost, and I was just like, I don't know what I want to do. Or I was just like, this is it. Like, I just don't want to be here. Like, I just don't want to do this. And honestly, talking to my mom, and as I've said previously before, talking to God, and also having those mental health outlets. And for me, it was reading. Sometimes it's taking myself. Something my mom taught us to do is something both of my parents always said is, you come into this world by yourself, you're going to leave this world by yourself. So they always taught us that it's okay to be by yourself. And my mom is like kind of big on that, like being like, alone. And so sometimes I like those moments, being by myself, just if I have the house to myself, like, and I just get the time to just breathe, relax, meditate, read a scripture, read a Bible. One scripture that got me through college was Proverbs 3 and 5 through 6, and that that stuck with me throughout college. And every time I look back on it, I would just be like, it's like, okay, for you that don't know, is trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Do not trust, like, lean onto your own,
Understanding.
belief. Yeah, that understanding. And I'm supposed to know it, but that's what got me through college. And that's what still keeps me going to this day, is that scripture. I had a viewer the other day sent me an email basically just saying, wow, you do a great job on the weekends. I can't imagine what's going to be in store for you further down the line. And at the end of that email was Proverbs 3 and 5 through 6. And I sent that to my dad and my mom, and I said, wow, that was God telling me that this is where I needed to be. This is what I needed to do. Just because, as I said, that scripture got me through college. So seeing that scripture at the end of his email, that I'm not even gonna lie, I cried at work because I was just like, wow. I was just like, this is it. And so,
Confirmation that you were where you supposed to be.
yeah. And so I was
After
just like,
all that, I didn't know who I was, trying to find myself, confirmation. Wow. That's
so it was
beautiful,
just,
Chef.
yeah. So when I got that, I was just like, this is it. This is where I need to be. The station might not be where I need to be, but this industry is where I'm supposed to be. And so I also just reminding the time to myself that mental health does matter, especially in the African American community. We've been taught that therapy is a sort of taboo, and I feel like, no, you need, even if it's talking to your dog or your cat or talking to your parents, like, you need to talk to somebody, because mental health is important. Depression is real. And me talking to I see a therapist every now and then, and I talk to her just to have an outside point of view, because sometimes your family is biased because they know everything and they know everybody that you're talking about, but sometimes you just need a clear
But
opinion or someone
but
just
but
telling you something.
but Shell, pin that right quick. You say something. Sometimes your family is biased, but your family though. Sometimes we can be
Yeah, you
a
you
little
guys are
too
not.
blunt, a little because we had so much trauma. It's like, get over it, So you make an
Yeah,
excellent point. Sometimes you need that. I mean, and of course we can be loving,
yeah,
considerate,
but
But
sometimes
if
that
you call me, the first thing I'm gonna be like, Shell, stop whining, get it together.
like, sometimes
I love
that
you.
family is just like, our family specifically is just like, we can't be loving, we can't dote on each other, we can't uplift each other. But at the end of the day, I have never met a family so brutal and blunt as this one. If you not have met Lena Bogan, don't talk to her. I'm kidding. You can talk to her, but baby, be prepared when you talk to her, because that lady does not hold her tongue. So be prepared if you're asking for advice from Lena Bogan, because she is gonna bring it her all.
Excuse me. Yeah,
So
Lena is her grandmother, which is my mom. I have no comment. So Michelle, this part of the interview.
which is safe. It's just safe.
So this is the closing part of the interview. Thank you for the segue. Segue. So that's the segue. Thank you for the segue. I'm not talking about my mom. So
Yeah, I don't blame you. And don't let anyone else talk about your mom, everyone out there. And
good advice.
Kizzy, Gage, I know you're watching, so do not clip this and try to send it to her.
So Shell, if you had any advice for anyone that was thinking about going into your field in closing, what would you tell them? And let me highlight you so you can speak directly to the people before we leave. So go ahead and tell the people that's interested in your field, what would you tell them?
If you're interested in going to the news industry, you're never too old, you're never too young, especially now. They need people. We need people. Come to WTVA if you're looking, and go for it. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let nobody hold you back. And as I said before, sometimes you just need one person to support you. And once you have that one person to support you and to follow you, that's all you need. Especially if you're religious. Don't know what belief you believe in, but I believe in God. So I have him to lean on. I have my family to lean on, and I have my, like, all my friends to lean on. So if you would just have one person in your inner circle that is real with you, honest with you, that will take the time out to support you, that's all you need. Just keep going, go for it, research, do everything that you can, and and decide truly if this is what you really want to do, because this industry is tough. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna keep it real. It is tough, it's real, especially for people that are in the minority. It's hard, it's tough, especially for anything. And anything right now is tough, but you just have to have it in your head that you can do it. And as long as you believe in yourself, you have one person that believes you and supports you, anything's possible.
Wow, man, that's great advice. So, Michelle, how can the people reach you? I put some of your information in the description of the video so
Mm-hmm.
they can reach out to you. I believe I put your email, mmartin at WTVA.com.
VA.com. Yeah,
All right.
you
So yeah,
can.
y'all go ahead and look in the description
Yeah.
of this video to get in touch with her. Any other social media outlets you want to give out?
You can follow me, Michelle Martin TV. That is as simple as it get. MICHELLEMARTIN TV. That is my work page. And like you said, mmartinwtva.com for my work email.
Wow, Michelle, it's been a real pleasure. Guys, I'm going to be bringing on more of my nieces and nephews and kids onto the shore, just to onto the show, just to show you guys my
I wasn't gonna say
onto the
anything. I
shore,
was
huh?
gonna
Yeah.
let you make it.
But maybe we go to the beach too much, right? And maybe we're in the water too much, right? So yeah, side note, the people that y'all see me posting once a year on this platform, that's my family. Michelle is my niece. Every year, the whole family go on vacation. So you can go back and look at some of the videos. You might recognize her face. But Michelle, you've been so inspirational tonight. People, listen to her story. The keys to success is you don't have to know everything. She clearly said that she was trying to find herself. She didn't know everything. She just started taking steps in one direction. Okay. In her case, she had a support mechanism, family, friends, professors, right? Her belief, her faith, and she made sure that she kept her mental health in check the best she could by speaking to a therapist. These are the keys to success. This is why I do these series. This is why I do these shows, just to inspire you and to show you how other people are overcoming obstacles. I always tell you, you got to catch the next wave, but you got to get started. Hey, it's your boy taking the bathroom. Until next time, peace. Don't forget to subscribe. Michelle, anything to tell the people before we leave?
I did it first out of everyone in the family. So.
Oh, my drop, Gabby. My drop, Gabby.
I did it first. That's all that matters.
This is a TikTok.